Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather Autumn and today I'm going to show you how I'm spending Christmas Eve alone. You know, I did a Halloween video, I did a Thanksgiving video, and I want to do a Christmas video. And so for this episode, what I wanted to do is kind of show you what I grew up with and what I intend to keep doing, even though I'm single now. For those of you who don't know, going through a divorce, and this is my first Christmas alone. Rather than kind of feeling sad, I'm really trying to challenge that and take this as a blessing and as like, oh, this is a chance for me to explore what Christmas to me means. So I'm going to show you how to make Hungarian jelly cookies. We're going to get shabu tonight, and Santa even brought presents for my kitty cats, which I really appreciate. I'm going to be showing you guys what that's all about, but it's going to be great. So first things first, I'm going to show you how to make Hungarian jelly cookies. So without further ado, here is the recipe list. So here are all of my ingredients measured out with the exception of the milk, and I also have an 11.5 by 17 inch pan, and this is where we will be assembling all this. Now this cookie doesn't have much in the way of ingredients, however it is a little bit of a complicated cookie, so I only make it once a year because what you're going to do, I'll show you, but you're going to make the dough in two parts. One part's going to be the base of the cookie, and then you're going to cover that in jelly, and then you're going to make a lattice top with the other parts of the dough, and it can be really difficult and kind of frustrating, which is why I only make it once a year, but it's a great cookie. It's super unique. I guarantee you, I've never tasted anyone else making this. So if you learn how to make this, I guarantee you, if you're going to a cookie swap, yours are gonna stand out. They're gonna be the only ones of their kind there. I promise you. Okay, so in terms of ingredients, I have 6 cups of flour. That's just regular standard issue flour. I have 1 jar of strawberry jam. However, you can use 2, depending on how much jam you want. I actually have 2 and I might resort to that. I usually use around 1.5 when I make these. I have 3 of these Crisco things. This is why it's so healthy. So I'm hoping my math is right, but 3 of these equals roughly 3/4 of a pound of Crisco. Again, this is why it's so healthy. I have a half teaspoon of cinnamon mixed with 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I have 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, the rinds of 3 lemons. You can use 2 to 3. I tend to like how the lemon in the cookie kind of complements the strawberry jam. So that's why I have 3. But if you don't like the lemon flavor so much, knock it down to 2. I also have 3 eggs that I'll be putting in this, as well as 1/3 of a cup of milk. So once you have all of those ingredients measured out, you want to combine everything except the strawberry jam. For something like this, I can use a stand mixer. If you have one, feel free to use it. I'm going to be using my hands, and of course I have gloves on, but I just like the part of processing this with my hands. I don't know, it's weird. So I hope you enjoy watching. Okay, so as you might have seen, I tried making like a Play-Doh snake out of the batter, and that is just because I'm trying to make sure batter is moist enough to hold together. Sometimes, I think the last time I made this, I measured the Crisco wrong, and it didn't have enough moisture to stick together. It's a very crumbly, dry kind of thing. And this is kind of a dry cookie because it's best to go with, like I said, teas and coffees, but you don't want it being like Sahara Desert sand dry. That's why I tried rolling this out and making sure it could hold its shape. Like I said, said, I'm going to be using this 11.5 by 17-inch pan. I didn't say whether or not I should spray it. This is a rather old recipe, so I didn't know if I should grease it or not, but I'm going to throw some cooking spray on it because I seem to remember it sticking. So I'm just going to be safe and do that. So I'm going to show you how to roll it out. And while we do that though, you want to preheat your oven. So I'm preheating the oven at 400 degrees and getting that all settled while we assemble this cookie. Okay, so as previously stated, we are only going to be using half of this. I like to leave a little bit extra just in case and spread this out to make the base. Don't worry about it being thin, it's going to puff up. Okay, so you can see this is all really patted down well. It is thin, but it shouldn't be see-through in any areas. And I still have half of my batter left, which I'm going to use to roll into the lattice that goes on top. But first is the fun part of just taking this and covering the entire thing with this strawberry jam. Alright, so I went and spread the jam as evenly as possible on top of the first layer. If you happen to have an offset spatula, I could see how that would be really helpful to have. I don't have one, so you could even use the back of a spoon if that is easier. So you can see everything is nicely done and pretty even. And what we're going to do now is we'll take this half of our dough and we're going to do some lattice work. Okay, so I forgot to hit record, but what I'm doing is taking my dough and I'm rolling it into kind of a thinnish snake. You can see how thin that is. This dough is going to puff up in the oven, so please don't be afraid. Also, if it breaks a little bit, don't worry, you can kind of work with that and just piece it together as best as you can. So that's a pretty good strip, so I'm just going to put that right in there. And you just want to go all the way around it first. Alright, so now that we have our border done, we're going to work on our lattice. And so what I'm going to do with that is just start making tiny little triangles. Now again, remember, this stuff is going to puff up, so please don't feel like these have to be big or thick. Again, don't feel bad if you have to do it in sections, that's fine. And I like to have probably maybe 1.5 to 2 inches between each row. Okay, so now that we have all of our lines going this way, we're going to go this way, and that's going to create our lattice work. So again, with these, you're still going to want to keep that 1.5 to 2 inch gap between these. Okay, so hopefully you have your lattice all done and assembled and it's looking a little like that. And so we're going to pop it in our oven that we've been preheating at 400 degrees and we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes. Make sure your oven rack is in the middle and we're gonna check back on this later. Alright, so while that's baking, I'm gonna go and throw on a Christmas movie and chill out. And here it is, all done. So some of the dough kind of raised up in a few areas, that's okay. That will probably go down as it cools. So you want to wait a full hour, repeat, a full hour before you cut into this or attempt to eat it. That jam is like boiling hot. It will scald you and stick. But right now, I would suggest letting it chill out for that full hour, enjoying the aroma. My house right now smells so good. It smells like Christmas. It's literally the smell I grew up with. I'm gonna go and take a moment and we'll come back to this. Okay, so it's been an hour, so I'm going to cut this up and put it on a plate and show you what the final product looks like. All right, so what you wanna do is cut along the lattice part here. Okay, so these Hungarian jelly cookies are all done. Alright, so far the Christmas Eve festivities have been going pretty good. I made the cookies, I watched some movies, So I think what I'm gonna do now is get ready to go and have some shabu-shabu. And then when I get back, I'm gonna go and do some early Christmas present opening. Hey everyone, so I'm at Shabu Zen in Allston, Massachusetts. And this isn't too far from where I live actually. I used to go to a place called Kaze Shabu, but that is in the middle of Chinatown in Boston. And I don't recall very much parking. This place has an actual parking lot. And so I'm gonna go in there and have hot pot. So I'm really liking this place a lot more than the place I used to go. It's really brightly lit, it looks very clean. And I got the Mongolian beef broth. They already brought out tons of vegetables and rice. I ordered the house sake and I got the surf and turf, because why not? Come by. So good. So no Christmas recording would be complete if there wasn't some gifts to open. So this year I decided to get myself a shabu-shabu pot. They almost know. Almost no. I kind of spent some money on the kitty cats today to get them little presents. So the first one, Tippy's. So when we left the house, he lost two of his favorite toys. They were like these little baby stuffed animals that were only this big, and he would carry them around, and we called them his babies. And so he kind of lost his baby because I didn't think he'd be ending up with me. But Merry Christmas, Tib-Tibs. You got a baby back. Oh, it's like he knows. And, Moto, even though you're naughty, you got a present too. And we also have 12 days of Christmas. Hey, it's your baby. It's a Christmas baby. Look at how happy he is. Oh, I didn't realize he wanted a baby so bad. Here you go. Oh, he's having so much fun. Day number 2. Wow. Moto. But he likes things that make noise. Oh, well, there's that. Oh, are you happy with your toys? And the 12th day of Christmas is a little Santa mouse. Cookie. I don't know why. I know that these guys are just little animals, but this genuinely made me happy. Like seeing them get all excited over their little toys. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of Christmas Eve alone. If I could pass on a word of advice, you know, if you find yourself alone this holiday, get out and have fun. I don't care if that's going for a walk and getting an ice cream. I don't care if that's making a hot bath for yourself or cooking for yourself or doing something special. You deserve special. If no one has told you that today, I'll tell you that. You deserve to be kind to yourself. All right? So thank you for watching. If you really like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm linking my other social medias in the description box below. And I just want to thank you for tuning in. I hope this inspired you or at least made you laugh. I hope this made you feel good and warm, and I wish you a beautiful Christmas. And if you don't celebrate that, then I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.